Day 2, we're going to check our traps here. It is about 10 degrees, so a little on chilly side, but it's sunny. And compared to what we had yesterday with the rain, we're looking forward to it. But we're gonna see what the conditions are like out there. I mean, it got really wet and a lot of things got slick and then it froze solid, so we'll see. All right, we're at our first hut, so we'll start checking in the same direction that we set. Sometimes when the ice is clear enough you can see through, but that's not the case here. And that one is still set.
Cool.
So we're looking down at the top. We'll leave it just like this because we're going to leave it for a few more days. And now I should mention, under ice sets are lower productivity than open water sets we're using a lure. You know, we need these animals to be swimming close enough to the bait to see them. So oftentimes, traditionally, you'd leave these sets in for days, a week, like a long period of time. Here in New Hampshire, we have 72-hour checks, which means that we could leave these soaking for up to 72 hours. And of course, that's gonna increase the number of beavers that you're gonna catch per check. But we eat our beaver meat, and so we don't like these to sit under ice for all that long. So we check them every day. It's also fun. We love doing it. But that way we can ensure, that one's still set. That way we can ensure that the meat is in a good position. Or hasn't been sitting under the ice for too long. I think we put a potato on this one. We'll see how that goes. Still set. All right, I'll take this route. You want to check your last one?
Sure.
Some coyote tracks.
Still set as well.
All right, so nothing at this first hut, but that's
Are we checking the otter trap?
we're gonna check the otter trap next. So this is upstream. So upstream, we just made a simple, some open water. Of course, it's not open anymore, and we knew that was gonna happen, but we made a set kind of over an old beaver dam.
You need the blue glove?
I just can't quite make out the actual jaws of the trash.
Sometimes a good sign.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I know it's right here.
Where's your tie off?
It's behind me. The ripple of the water preventing me from seeing exactly what the fuck is on the trap. I mean, I know it's... Wow. It's disappointing because it looks so good. I can't... There it is, right there, still set. I'll put that back down. This is a pretty sweet set for an otter. You know, everything's frozen up. If they want to get into this pond to hunt little fish, they've got to go through the entrance or the exit of running water. And so the idea is that if an otter's coming down this flowage, they're going to shoot right down here, and we've got a 280 blocking the run. On to the next. You have to trim some out of all these. All right, so we're walking into our second hut that we set yesterday. I'd say this is my most exciting hut. But a couple things that happened. It snowed last night. It stopped snowing. I mean, just dusting, just kind of spit all night. Stopped snowing at like 2, 3 a.m. So we've got a bobcat track that is inside of our boot tracks. And we've got a deer track that is inside of our boot tracks, heading into this flowage. So it's just, I mean, this place is teeming with wildlife. It's pretty cool. And this is what you get. This is, you know, we're on industrial timberlands. This is what you get when you have active forest management. You get young species, young forest species, and it attracts all kinds of wildlife. So let's get in here and check this out. Now we've got a coyote track. It was made kind of while it was snowing. There's a little bit of just a spitting of a dusting in there, but I mean, everything's here. We're gonna check these traps kind of back to front, just the nature of how we're gonna walk onto the flowage.
So over here is where you put the caster?
Put the caster up top there, and we don't see much for activity, but again, it was so darn cold last night. Things froze up. I can see just we see this the side of that 330. I'm just looking at the spring to see if that spring is still compressed, meaning it's set. Yep, that's still set. So that's one that...
So this is the furthest away from the hut.
This is the furthest away from the hut, and this was just the nature of it. This was kind of relying on that open water, which again froze up, so not entirely surprising. And we've got some exciting sets over here. And again, more that bobcat was all over the place. And that's a decent sized cat. Probably checking out our set. I think there's two different cats there. There's so much of that double stepping. And bobcats will, when they follow each other, they will walk in each other's footsteps. And we are right in the middle of breeding season. Well, look at that view. It's a gorgeous day out here. Want to check your set, Ryan?
Sure. Put this stuff down. It is definitely sprung. I don't see, I don't see anything obvious, but it's definitely sprung.
All right, let's get it out.
I'm gonna put on my blue gloves. Oh, I'm gonna put on my gloves.
They're in here.
It's a little timeout. So I definitely don't think there's an animal here. But the trap is sprung. So we'll need to pull it up.
So, a couple things that can lead to this. One, you missed an animal. Two, muskrats and some of these flowages can really wreak havoc on your baited sets. Just because they're so small, they don't get caught, but they'll come and try to eat on this. Not seeing any little muskrat chews, but who knows? Let's go check the next one, see though.
Want to check this one?
You can do it.
Wow.
Just need a little hole. Just a little hole.
Still set.
Wow.
Potato.
It's not doing so hot.
No. Alright, hopefully this one, the most exciting one, will have something. I'll let you check this one. This is the foothold.
We got bubbles and sticks.
Good sign.
Still set. That's the way it goes sometimes though. So we got one more trap check on the way out, and hopefully we'll have better luck there. All right, let's go. So we're at our last spot here, and this is a location that we We trapped that just for one night, one trap this fall. There was a huge dam right across here. And we caught a single male beaver overnight, and we decided to pull out and wait for this was in like October. No, it was probably in December. And so we decided to wait a couple more months, knowing we were gonna be doing this big trip, and waiting for the fur to prime up a little bit more. But when we showed up, this dam had blown out. So these beavers are either gone or they're in trouble. And so yesterday, as we came back through, and there's no good place for a good set. And so we made one caster mount and figured, hey, if there's a beaver coming through here, they'll be interested. And so from the bridge, we can see a tight wire that's frozen into the ice. Don't know what that means, but we're hopeful there's a beaver at the end of it. So I think the best angle is gonna be looking right down.
So Jake's gonna hike in and I'm gonna stay up here so you guys can see. We sat here at the end of the day yesterday when our phones were dying and we were soaking wet and freezing. So we weren't able to capture the entire thing, but we should be able to walk you through it better here. So you can kind of see that tight wire that Jake's holding in his hand there. It's fully stretched out, so now he's locating the other end of it. He's pulling the wire, hopefully pulling whatever's attached to it, including the trap.
We got fur.
We got fur. There's definitely something. And a reminder, that is the hut right over there. Oh, look at that. Whoa.
Not a small beaver.
Not a small beaver. Holy.
All right.
Wow.
That is a big beaver. Let's see, like I said, we had caught one male.
Can you show where the trap was set?
Trap was set back here in that little oxbow, and I think
Right here.
We'll remake it. So hard telling if there's gonna be another beaver or not here. Usually when you have a male and a female, they're gonna have some young and maybe one of last year's, but with these odd conditions, it's just hard telling.
Do you think their food bed was likely blown out with the dam?
Definitely. Yeah, that food bed is, that's another thing, is they're lucky they have open water, because if they didn't, all their food's gone. Wow.
What do you think it weighs?
Oh, that's at least 42. You can feel that spine, and that may have something to do with the conditions that it's been dealt with. So we'll remake this trap. We'll try to, at least.
It's a tough spot.
We're gonna see what the conditions give us.
Oh no, you lost your stick.
I'm gonna let go 2 sticks.
And this is all rock on the bottom, so it's very hard to get the sticks like firmed up there and have the trap set.
And this water has come up quite a bit.
Just in the last day?
Since we made our set yesterday. Huh. Which has now taken away our one kind of spot we had for 330 here. I think we're gonna pull this set because this is technically an open water set. All the rest of our sets are under ice. So being that we may not come here tomorrow, in order to stay, legal, we would have to come check this trap because it's open water. So
and the rise in water levels and not having a great place to set it, just
exactly.
Kind of perfect storm.
That the water came up, which means it's gonna go down. So if we made this set, we were going to be here tomorrow, no problem, but if we make this set and we're gone for a couple days, you don't know what's going to happen, which is why there's 24-hour checks on exposed traps. So I think we're going to take this as a success. We know we've removed the large male. Now we've removed the mature female, so if there's some left in here, if they survive the winter, they'll be in the area next year for us to pursue as bigger animals. Big beaver. Get it wiped off with some snow. So, quickest way to dry off a beaver is just with snow. And a lot of great snow here, but
when the conditions allow. This year's been really tough.
Essentially, it's just sopping up the water and getting brushed off, but that is a nice, big, mature beaver. And now, you can't, male and female beavers look the same, and you really can't tell what sex they are until you get past the castor glands. You're either gonna see a penis canal or you don't, so it's either male or female. But one kind of telltale sign in the field is the presence of a nipple. Now, all beavers have nipples, but the female's nipple, if she bred that last year, is nice and big. And that means that she had young that breastfed that last year. And so, again, it's not a 100% of the time thing, but it is something that just to have an understanding of who's left in the hut as we're trying to make decisions. Yeah, we'll get this in the snowmobile and get it home.
Cool. All right, we're at our third location that we set as it was getting dark yesterday. So we're gonna go check the traps furthest away and then work our way back.
So here's what's going on. We got in here late last night, just put a couple sets in here. It was Riley's idea, which was a really good idea. She said, let's just not go rushing into the hut and make a commotion and make sloppy sets. So these were a little bit further away. I'm not gonna lie, we thought we were gonna have something here. And honestly, if we weren't filming this, it would just be another day of beaver trapping. But something about not having beavers in your sets makes you feel like you're not doing something right. But this is the reality of winter beaver trapping. We're through the ice. You're working with animals who are confined to certain things. They've got open water here, but not here. So these are the realities, but we're going to scout the rest of this flowage, come up with a new plan, and see if we can make some sets that'll be more productive tomorrow. beaver should be able to come through here. This is fascinating, and it's, you know, the story of river beavers during this time of year, during the winter. At some point, a big movement of water came, blew these guys' dam out, rolled their food bed downriver. So that is their entire food cache for the entire winter below their dams. I mean, these beavers are in trouble.
And their hut's right here.
Their hut's right there. And that's why we saw them coming out of the water so far away for food, because they have no food. So this is, you know, fortunate for them. It's been a weird winter where we still have some open running water. Otherwise, they'd be in a hurt right now. So we're going to see if we can't use this to our advantage and make a set possibly in the dam. See what we have for ice out here. But this kind of changes things. It makes you have to reassess. We've got water depths that have changed dramatically. We've got, you know, their food sources are different. So we're gonna have to think critically here to catch some beaver.
finding something on land to tie off to.
All right, so that was a natural break in the dam, which means that someone, likely the beavers, possibly otter, have been using it to go through to access below stream. Again, these beavers they're trying to move as much as possible because they're in trouble. So we just made one set that's blocking it here, tied off something on the far end. We'll see. This is also a really, really good otter set. And it's not to say that an animal couldn't come out from some of this running water, but that's just the path of least resistance. Let's go see what else we can find.
All right, Jake's testing the ice. We know there's running water on this side. We don't know if we can get there this way.
I think we're gonna put a foothold set in here.
Cool.
All right, so it's obviously pretty deep here. So we are going to, so essentially the beavers have running water over here. We're gonna go over there and see if we can't pinch them down. But they're obviously coming out of their hut, going this way, going upstream. So the idea is to put something in their face that they just can't resist. You know, they're obviously food driven right now. They don't have their food bed. So we've got some fresh aspen with us. And if you know, beavers can't resist aspen. So hungry beavers, we're giving them candy. We're gonna hope for the best here.
What do you see?
I mean, just rocky cobble bottom. So the only thing with that is that if we make a foothold set, we're gonna have to really secure it up top of the ice, because I don't think we're gonna be able to drive something too far into the ground. But next step's finding all the stuff, so we'll go stick hunting. I think like a beaver. One thing we gotta check is if this has any green to it. If it does, we won't use it. It's a perfect log, but if this has any green cambium, see, that's fresh enough. You know, these animals, they're looking for food. And so that's why I brought this other dead piece. It's not as ideal. So essentially,
You don't want them chewing it.
you don't want them chewing the stick that's gonna hold your trap. End of story.
Cool. Good job getting it back up.
Yeah, although, oh no. I need bait sticks that are in the bottom of that.
No, I took him out.
Nice.
Imagine. I couldn't tell which ones were pre-drilled though.
All the big ones are.
I kind of figured.
Ooh, where's the bit?
It was
that in the bottom of that?
Yeah, it must be in the bottom of it. That sucks.
Probably. I assume it's not going to be voiced during these things?
Oh, actually, we're going to do a hanging set, right?
Yeah, which I think there's already.
Yeah, there is. What?
Almost out of battery.
I might use that big stick as my, unless we're setting something else.
Nope, that's the perfect one.
Cool.
What you looking for?
Where?
What you looking for?
Zip ties.
Oh man. I don't know that I put them back in.
I don't think you did.
So that leaves you with
Wire.
and we got that really thin wire in there.
Oh, we have thin wire?
That yeah. It's not good.
I'm gonna need your tool though. I don't think my use. Hopefully the shiny metal doesn't scare him off.
This is perfect. again.
What?
Every now and again it just comes together.
Looks good.
Yeah, it does. I'm really happy with it. I think it should. Can I get your help for a second?
Yeah. It's nice and sandy right there. Nice.
You have that fine water?
It's right there. Need your tool?
Yeah.
It's in that pocket. No.
The idea with this is that we just
What, are you just securing it?
it's just enough to keep it from like bumping off, but when it springs it'll throw this, so just like half turn. Wow, what an unbelievable day.
I know, I'm like hot in my flannel.
Okay. So now this.
Do you cut up these aspen?
Yes. Yeah. That looks like a wicked pinch over there.
Yeah. So we were setting really far away from the hut.
Like really.
So was that like a little side hut we saw?
Which one?
At the where we sat yesterday?
Something like that. Yeah, I'd like this to be up here just a bit, so we're going to do this. Just small piece. I'll pull that right off. Yeah, that looks pretty good in there.
As flat as possible.
Thank you.
Maybe that?
I don't know. I need a big stick.
Or like a small V.
What's that?
Or like a small V.
Or both. Yeah, we want to put it on both. Ready?
Yeah. Reading slight adjustments.
Let's move over this one.
Oh, right. Is that even?
You'll do both sides so you can do that.
So long as hard. Or maybe too short. We'll have to chat.
Not a lot of ice.
You saying that might work?
Let's do that wire.
What do you mean? That's what the beavers like. Okay, let's check. It's like a fishing lure. Wait, go and check this. Or depth.
You know where to put it.
We're looking for the middle.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a question that's up for debate, I think.
I mean, this is definitely a little higher, I think.
Beavers are like, what?
Ooh.
I wish this whole thing was lower, but
Let's not stand right next to each other on the fence. Would you want to look at it?
it's good. Oh yeah, we have this, then we have one more. You can always put a potato, like.
Oh, we're going to check it over there?
Yeah, you got that safety.
It's incredibly sandy here.
Okay, we need tile. We need a nice big dive stick.
All right, one more set. We're thinking hanging potato right here. We're gonna leave our other 2 sets, even though they're in a little less favorable place. We know that the beavers are still going out there because we saw the tracks out there and the potential for an otter. We'll just freshen up the caster on the way out. And then that'll be it.
Did you see that catch?
Yeah. What do you see? Here, let's see if we can get this so our friends can see.
Nice river bottom. See one chewed stick over there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the beavers have been down here working.
Sometimes you can see like scat, like beaver poops on the bottom.
Oh, there's some right there. See underneath the maple leaf?
Exactly. Let's try to, yep, right where Jake's hand is. That's the maple leaf.
And that round thing underneath the maple leaf is some beaver scat.
Cool. So you'll see why we have to get so close to the hole, because it's really the only way to see with the glare. Awesome.
All right. So we are gonna make a potato set here. Extremely simple set. One of our favorites we've caught. I wonder if we've eclipsed 50 beavers on potatoes yet. We have caught a pile of them. It's not always the best bait, but we find in open water where the beavers have really good visibility, these potatoes do well. And this is a moving water scenario. Okay. Let me get some wire. I'm gonna try something a little different. This is gonna be one of the suspensions. This will be the other. Pretty shallow water here.
You think wire is something that every beaver trapper should have in their bag?
Good question, Riley. Absolutely. Wire, snips for the wire.
Yeah, like a Leatherman tool. I mean, use that all the time.
We use that constantly.
Obviously, the safeties should be part of that. You carry a small saw with you.
Small saw.
Long gloves.
This is going to be my emergency safety. So this stick right here that we're using to support it is pretty lame.
Could break easily.
Could break. So just to be kind of extra cautious, we're attaching it to something that, and now mind you, you can already see that this is starting to freeze. So this will freeze in no time, but better safe than sorry. There's no worse feeling in the world than losing a beaver, losing a trap. So always take some extra precaution. Potato that. Another thing that we try to do when we're using wire is the end that you're not, hold on. The end that is going to be swinging around, we try to tie or just put a circle on it. So we literally just go boop, because that way when it's flying around, it hits you in the eye, you're not going to lose an eye.
Safety tips with Jake.
Okay, so we want it right here. I'm just measuring where I want to be.
Yeah.
We're going to start with this one. Well, I hope one of those pieces doesn't go through our set.
Yeah.
Thanks. And it helps tremendously to have a good partner on the trap line. All right, it's all set there. Next thing, shine up your tater. The idea of this is that it is emulating the aquatic vegetation roots, lily pad roots, cattail roots. If you've ever seen them, they're big and globular in nature. So we're just putting a big bright thing underwater. Some guys use PVC. I've never used PVC. I don't see why it wouldn't work. But you know how it goes once you get solid on something. Hard to change up. And the idea, the beaver's gonna see that underwater and interact with that. And when they try to grab it, they go off.
All three safeties are removed.
All three safeties are removed.
And you can see that's what it looks like underwater.
All right, let's get out of here. Do a little day 2 debrief. So I'm coming out of a day with one beaver. You can see how big she is. 42.2.
Dude, you said 42. That's so, oh God. That's awesome.
So, you know, we had 11 beaver sets out. We caught one beaver. Admittedly, some empty sets were a bit of a surprise. I would have expected a couple of those to produce, but that's just the way that it goes. You know, some nights beavers aren't moving, and or the bait just wasn't in the right place. Needs a little bit more time. We're fortunate that we came out of it with one really nice mature beaver. You know, she's got a beautiful, beautiful coat on her, and we've got a lot of hope for tomorrow.
The new hut.
We put in a few new sets at that new hut that you saw, and man, some of those have got to produce. That clear water, moving water beavers get us excited in the winter. It's also worth noting it's not all loss. I mean, one beaver might be low on the beaver count, but what better way to spend a beautiful Saturday recreating than this? So we'll see what tomorrow brings. We'll see how many sets we get to, and yeah, we'll go from there.